From Long Island, New York, it's the JeffDenny Show. Writer, composer, teacher, and virtuoso guitarist, Gibson Steinberger endorsed, and owner of the music station in Shirley, New York. Get ready for JeffDenny! This week, by popular demand, beginner guitar lessons. Happening now on the JeffDenny Show! Thanks for stopping in. This is Jules. Today, let's talk about a samba. It's a Brazilian rhythm, and it's an ostinato pattern between your kick drum and your left foot hi-hat. Ostinato is just a repeated pattern or phrase. 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 and the 1. When you're first starting it, just play it slow. You just want to get that heartbeat going. I'll do it. Let's play it together. Do about 8 bars. Ready, play. Slowly start to increase the tempo. So you're able to play it at about that speed. Then try to play 16th notes with your hands. 1 E and a, 2 E and a. This will be exercise 2 on the PDF, and it'll sound like this. Real important, you want to avoid flamming the sounds between your kick and your hi-hat. And in this instance, your hi-hat will be played with your right hand. If you're starting the 16th notes with your right hand. Take it nice and slow. When you're comfortable, pick up the tempo. And from here, what I would like to do is you accent the bass drum part with your hands, so it'll sound like this. I'll just do the hands. So that's going to be in unison with your bass drum pattern. Establish a new tempo. You can also play the accents on the rim. Make it sound like a timbale. If you feel inclined to do that, that sounds pretty cool. Next thing, play the right hand accent on the floor tom, your left hand accent on the small tom. I got this from Kim Plainfield. I was lucky enough to study with him at Drummers Collective, and he has a book, Advanced Concepts, and I didn't come up with this by any stretch. But this was a good exercise for me to start getting the samba happening. And what he did, does that same rhythm. But he places the right hand accent on the floor, left hand accent on the small tom. Play it over with a samba kick. To get a handle on that, and start to play some different rudiments. The first one I would start off with is just the basic single paradiddle. Right hand on the ride, left hand on the snare. I'll pick it up. And that's a nice intro to the start of the Brazilian rhythm samba. We'll talk a lot more in depth in this in some later lessons. Just for you beginner and intermediate players out there, it's a great starting point for the samba. See you next time.
old are you?
58 Wednesday.
Oh my God, 58. Folks, do you hear that? That's amazing. Zack's a little shy, man, but he's an amazing. Oh yeah. Now, Zack, you went to what school?
Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and the Arts.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much. If you'd like to perform on the Jeff Denny Show, then give us a call at the music station at 631-395-3869. We'd love to hear from you.
Hi, my name is Ryan Formato, and you're listening to We the People, off my latest album, Rise from the Dead.
will, yeah. Thank you.
Clown, unusual. I make you laugh.
Hey Joe, how's it going today? Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Long Island's premier roadie. Mr. Joey Steele has been roadieing for some of the top bands on Long Island for the last 20 years. Hey Joe, how's it going today?
Good.
All right, so if you had to give out some constructive criticism to some of your fellow roadies out there, what might you tell them?
Get it done.
And what about drinking and roadieing?
No, you do that after the show.
There you go. That's really.
Well, depending how young the roadies are.
Hey Joe, could you do me a favor and could you mention some of the great bands that you've done roadieing for?
Long Island Street Survivors, Uncle Fester, Marshall Tucker briefly, JeffDenny.
And Joe, let me ask you one other question. You've been roadieing a long time. Was there any kind of anything that you remember that you've done that might be like considered tricky in this business?
No, I go with the flow, as they say.
All right, Joey Steele, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Joey Steele. All right, and Joe, you sing too, don't you? You sing. You get up there and sing with some of the bands.
Every now and then.
What's your favorite club to play in?
I've been in so many.
Yeah, all right. Well, you don't have to give that information away because
It's only what, an hour show?
yeah, it's only an hour, so you can't give them all. But you know, maybe one. If you had to, what's your favorite? Maybe you shouldn't say it. Might get you in trouble.
Nah, I ain't worried about it.
Okay.
Misfits in Ridge.
Misfits in Ridge.
With my boys, Yankee Rebel.
Yankee Rebel. All right, that's awesome. Well, Joe, you know what? We're really happy to have you on our show. And if you had to give any advice to anybody, what might you say? Nothing.
Nothing.
You got nothing there.
I got nothing.
You don't want to say any advice to any roadies coming up, like don't touch the drummer's cymbals, or when you plug in a guitar, make sure it's not plugged in
Or you're not
already.
standing in a bucket of water.
Right, there you go. All right. And let's see if we can think of anything else. Let me pull. Joe, also on the road with the JeffDenny Band and Life Force, if I'm not mistaken. You were with the Life Force also?
Never with Life Force.
Never with the Life Force, just the JeffDenny Band. And other times with the JeffDenny Band, have you met any, like, really spectacular personalities? Like, you were telling me the story about Mr. Boscovich.
Ah, yes, I forgot about Mr. Boscovich.
Yes, Mr. Boscovich, and you were telling me you knew where he lived and stuff, and you hung out at his pad. And
It was in some wooded area on the Southern State Parkway.
Ah, Mr. Boscovich. What a great man he was. And have you ever met Mrs. Boscovich?
Can't say that I have.
And what about the little Boscoviches?
No.
If you'd like to perform on the Jeff Denny Show, then give us a call at the music station at 631-395-3869. We'd love to hear from you.
getting crazy outside. You know it's getting kind of cold, and there's rain that's falling down. But the snow is getting closer. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And the people getting ready, setting up their Christmas trees, yeah. And all my friends are looking happy. Yeah, they're liking what they see. See the smiles on their faces. So much joy to every girl and boy. Everyone is going out shopping to find the best gifts they could give, yeah. And it's the same every Christmas, as long as you and I shall live. Always looking just to give, singing carols in the street. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hey Jeff, look, there's Santa and his reindeers on the rooftops across the street. And look, there's Frosty the Snowman. He's just hanging out. Unbelievable. Everything outside is lit up so bright. And the streets, sheet of white. And I'm just happy being with the ones I love. What a wonderful Christmas this'll be. Hey, the kids are outside playing, and they're singing Christmas songs, yeah. And the snowflakes, they keep coming on down. We'll cuddle by the fireside, taking pictures by the Christmas tree. What a wonderful Christmas time it is. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
This is in the key of A because you're on the 5th fret. That's an A note. So as long as you're in this position, you're playing an A. So if your friend is doing this, he's playing an A chord. So he's in the key of A. So anything you do in this position is going to sound good. Well, the notes we're going to use are in the scale. And then the blue note right here, that. Now don't land on that note, but play through it like this. Okay? Now here's the chop. This is called the #1 blues chop. It's got a little bend here, then this note on the 2nd string, then the 1st, and then a pull off. That's called the #1 blues chop. It goes like this, followed by a little blues riff, and then finally resolving to this note. So it's going to be in two parts. Part 1 goes like this. Part 2. All together. Or, now this part here, the second part, you're going to do is a pull-off. Put all 3 of your strings on the finger. Put all 3 of your fingers on the string. Pick it and pull it off.
I just want to try a double pull-off.
Yeah, double pull-off. Pick it, pull it off, and then grab that note. That's a great riff right there. Also,
Think that's a Zeppelin?
yeah. Some people play it like that. So it's the same thing I did. Bend, second string, first string. Again, third string. This one has a bend on it. Pull off on the second string, and then this note. You can play it with the double pull off, slide. I remember seeing a guy do it with the slide once, and I thought that was so impressive. It looked good, you know? Okay?
You gotta live, you gotta love, you gotta be somebody, you gotta show. But it's so hard, it's very hard. Sometimes I feel like going down. You gotta eat, gotta drink, you gotta feel something, you gotta worry. But it's hard. It's very hard. Sometimes I feel like going down, but when it's good, oh so good. And when I hold you in my arms, baby, sometimes I feel like going down. Let me hear it.
Bring it to Chuck Weir, the guitar doctor.
How you doing today, Chuck?
Well, how's everybody doing out there, TV land?
Yeah.
All right, we're in my shop right here. I have Jeff's Stratocaster on the workbench. What we did was a setup. It entailed a little bit more than a normal setup would, because when it came to me, I realized the head nut, the nut was a skosh loose. It was moving back and forth a little bit. So what I had to do was I had to re-glue that before we did anything else, just secure that, because as you're playing, using the tremolo, you really want that head nut secured so it doesn't move around, doesn't create any tuning problems or any other problems as far as setting up the guitar. Once I took care of that, what we did next was we took all the strings off of the guitar and we removed the pick guard. We check out the wiring, make sure that's good. In this case, the lead wire coming from the input jack was frayed a little bit, so we had to resolder that to the volume control, make sure that was secured, getting a real solid connection. And then we clean and degrease the electronics. Make sure there's no dirty pots, no dirty switches, so everything functions the way it's supposed to be, nice and quietly. Then we put that back together, and on a Stratocaster like this, we have the Kluson Deluxe style tuning machines that comes equipped with a small oil hole. And what we do is we put a drop of oil in each one of these holes. That lubricates all the gears, and then we sort of spin each machine a few times to make sure that circulates that oil around, so it makes the gears roll a bit smoother. And once that's done, the next thing we do is we clean up the bridge, the saddles, make sure all the set screws are functioning properly. Sometimes they get bound up, so when the strings are off, we want to make sure that we can turn them, spin them smoothly, and we give them a drop of oil each so we can adjust the action and the intonation on the bridge easily once we put the new strings on. Once all of that work is done, then we'll go ahead and we'll put the new strings on. With the new strings on, that lets us know, once it's up to pitch and tuned properly, that lets us know what we're going to have to do as far as adjusting the neck. The neck may need a slight or a minor adjustment. The truss rod may have to be loosened or tightened, depending on the season, depending on the gauge of the string we use. So we'll take care of that next. We'll adjust the truss rod, and what we want ideally is just a little bit of forward relief, just a little bow in the neck to give the strings some clearance. The amplitude or the waveform of the string has to clear all of the frets so we don't get any buzzing when we set the guitar up. Then once I'm satisfied with the neck, what we do then is we actually start to work on the action of the guitar, depending on the player, depending on whether they want a really low action or moderate or a high action. Every player is different, so every guitar needs to be set up according to the person that's playing it and how they like to play it. And we start setting the action. If a person likes it moderately low, we set the saddles across the fingerboard to match the curvature of the fingerboard or the radius of the fingerboard, and we get the action as low as we can without any buzzing. And once that's accomplished, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the intonation. We're going to move the bridge saddles so the guitar plays in tune up and down the scale of the instrument. After that, we test it, we play it. If we like it, if the customer likes it, we're all set to go. We'll do other things. We'll check to make sure the strap buttons are secured, that nothing is loose or rattling on the instrument, and that everything is where it's supposed to be and functioning the way it's supposed to be. And that's pretty much a basic setup on a guitar. There's a lot of other work we do, but this is what Jeff's guitar needed. So this is basically what we did to satisfy the needs of Jeff, the way he plays, and to get the guitar set up to the way he would like it to be.
Guitar just appears here. Wow, that's a beauty.
This is a Strat I built a few years ago. It's my primary guitar whenever I reach for a Strat that I want to play with. This is usually the one I reach for. And I built this one with a mahogany body. I love the way the mahogany sounds. Yeah. And I had a nice piece of curly maple that I used for the neck, carved the neck, carved the body.
Is that an ebony fingerboard?
I fitted this neck with an ebony fingerboard and mother of pearl inlay.
Oh, nice.
I like the way it sounds, I like the way it plays, so this is one of the guitars I built.
Very
and
nice.
The one I reach for usually whenever I'm going to play some blues or something like that.
As well as myself and other great guitar players, Bobby Nathan is one of your customers.
Bobby's terrific.
Yeah, that's
right now Bobby's in Florida.
Yeah,
he's playing like almost every night of the week down there, but once the weather gets a little warmer, he'll come back to New York.
Right. And I can't wait to get him on the show too, man. It's going to be awesome.
He's terrific. He's a great player. He's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
And we build quite a few guitars for him when he comes up every summer.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's terrific. We have a lot of fun. He comes over to the shop and we try different pickups, different necks, different bodies.
Nice.
Yeah, we custom build all summer long for him.
So if anybody wants to have their guitar worked on, you could actually call the music station. I'm going to put the name down there and the number. Give us a call. You could also go on our website and you could access Chuck Weir and all his great work from our website.
All right, terrific.
All right, thanks. We'll see you on the next one.
I think I hear something big coming this way now. Oh, yeah. Well, tell me, who is it?